What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to break down what's going on with NIO, Tesla, SPY, NVIDIA, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar and what the data is suggesting for NIO. But before I break anything down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 6 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks plus 6 months of level 2 data, and putting in $25,000 or more guarantees you 70 free stocks plus 12 months of level 2 data. The offer has been extended, so now it's going to end at the end of today, so in about 10 hours from now, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, guys, let's break down what's going on with the market and NIO. NIO is holding up nicely, again up another 5.63%, also exceeded my expectations and still continuing to remain bullish. On top of that, we have this target of $9 that's going to be tested very soon. And once $9, I think it's going to get even more upside. We're going to be watching to see, can NIO break that resistance? Is NIO going to just continue to push up from here? I think either the daily chart or the weekly chart show that it has more upside. Daily looks bullish, and I think that's this 9.75 area is going to be a nice target. I think NIO is going to break out approaching NIO day. But the question is, what's going to happen to the markets? How could this affect NIO? When should you be watching for? As a reminder, guys, for SPY, on Friday, we have over 1.1 million puts expiring, and we have just under 500,000 of the calls expiring. There's 2.3 put to call ratio, and what's happening every single week when we have this is we constantly see more and more buyers step in and squeeze shorts, and we may see this continue as time goes on. Now, to add on to this, I just want to mention that the economic calendar is looking very interesting, at least for Wednesday, which is going to be tomorrow. We have existing home sales coming out 30 minutes after the market opens. And besides that, it's just a bunch of crude oil data. Then we have the 17-week bill auction coming out at 11:30 a.m. and the 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m. So at these times, look for some volatility. But besides that, there's not really a whole lot coming out. So once again, it's going to be at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 a.m., and then 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be important, so watch for some volatility during these times. But none of this data is like insanely crazy to cause a massive move. I do believe it could cause some volatility, so just be prepared just to be safe. For NIO, the NIO user in the Netherlands is looking at the ET7. It looks very sportsy. It looks very, very cool and durable. And it has a very, very nice looking rims. So with that being said, with this car looking absolutely incredible, I'm very excited to see what NIO is going to do with this and how they're going to improve their mega packs. But as they expand across Europe, as they're continuing to grow and they're improving their efficiency by cutting costs, I'm going to be watching to see what else happens, especially during NIO Day. Now, NIO also jumped on a $2.2 billion Abu Dhabi investment in the Chinese EV maker. That is once again some very, very big news. It's still affecting NIO to this day. This was actually announced yesterday. I mentioned this yesterday, guys, but it's still affecting NIO, and NIO is still showing life as a result of this. Now, with that happening, like I said earlier, why on earth are they investing billions into NIO? I thought NIO was supposed to be a trash company. I thought NIO was supposed to go to $0 a share, like so many people were saying. The truth is, they're wrong. The naysayers are wrong about NIO when they say that. This is not a trash company. It is just in the works of improvement. It may take a while for it to truly improve, to really show the growth that's going to spur, but I'm just going to be one of the first people waiting in line. You see, we're getting in early. Well, NIO is just preparing itself for massive launches, big expansions, and massive share prices. We're in the beginning phases, so it's going to take some time. So I just want to make it clear, getting in early is okay, just like how people got in early on Tesla and other companies like that. The ET7 achieved a 650-mile range with the game-changing 150 kilowatt battery, which is once again some great news for them. William Lee Ben drove the ET7 for over 14 hours and proved what it's capable of doing. And it just shows how durable and how awesome these vehicles are with the batteries. So you guys can see they have it on record. It was very, very cool, very, very awesome stuff. And they achieved some very, very long ranges. So that was very, very impressive and very, very cool stuff. Now, on top of all of this, there's some news that came out that Mizuho is still giving NIO a buy rating. Price-price ratio is going up as buyers are stepping in. It's outperforming the markets. Now, on top of this, we have a tendency of seeing green about 56% of the time on Wednesdays. It tends to be historically the strongest day of the week for NIO. Watch for volatility at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, at 2 p.m., and then also around the final trading hour of the day. That's in Eastern Standard Time, so watch and see what happens then. And we're going to be watching to see how this all affects NIO. Now, on top of all of this, 88 million was the volume. We're getting high volume. As we're getting closer to NIO Day, we're seeing more and more excitement, and NIO just may continue higher. So that being said, what do I see for NIO? The answer is it looks strong. There's nothing stopping it just yet. We're going to be looking at these wicks right here. I think that at $9 and 9.22, we have some resistance. If we break above this, it could get very close to 9.75. I think that it could push higher. It looks bullish, very strong, good volume. It is showing a lot of life, in my opinion. On top of that, if you look at SPY, excuse me, sorry guys, SPY looks bullish on the daily. Now, I was worried that this thing would retrace a bit looking at these daily candlesticks, but instead the buyers came back and they started to really show today. So I think that there's more upside coming. Could SPY retrace a bit and retest 473.8? Sure, it can, but I think that ultimately the buyers will step in and push this thing all the way up to my target of 480 before the year ends. So it looks like 480 is coming based off the cup and handle, based off our power measured move and many things like that. But I think that 480 is my target on SPY before the year ends, and I think there's more upside coming. SPX is going to surpass 4,800 to help SPY get there. It's going to be very, very beautiful. As far as Tesla goes, the weekly is kind of flat, but you guys can see that it's showing some life and wants to get this at 265 level. We might see Tesla kind of chop around a bit within this range as we did today, but I think that Tesla has potential for upside as we have a nice uptrend being established. So going on TradingView, I just want to show you something on Tesla just because this is very helpful. Tesla has an uptrend on the hourly time frame. You guys can see this thing is uptrending with the yellow trend line. Could Tesla come back down to retest like 254 and then bounce and start pushing up? Yes, it can, but I think that ultimately this yellow trend line is holding, and we're going to see Tesla just continue to uptrend slowly and respect this and make its way up to 260. So this is actually a shift in views. I think that Tesla could, if we do get some kind of like pullback, we could like come back here and then just like continue pushing like this and higher and higher and higher and just make our way up, just uptrending very, very nicely, coming back up towards these higher levels. That's another possibility for the end of the year, and I think Tesla's going to end very, very strongly. Finally, for two more tickers, I just want to talk about Aapl and then NVIDIA. Apple's at resistance at this 197 area is holding the 30 minutes 200 EMA very nicely. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders like structure on Apple. I think it's going to break out towards these wicks. We're going to be watching from 197.6 and eventually 198. Apple's looking bullish now. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders that has been established. And now it looks like we could see this thing push up for 200 and help the market push. For NVIDIA is also, it's been coming down. It's actually on a downtrend right now, but it came back up to 495, excuse me. Going to be looking for a push off this inverse head and shoulders like structure all the way back up to 500 plus. I think NVIDIA is going to bounce. I think that the market has some upside coming very, very soon. All right, guys. So what does this all mean for NIO? I think that the market is going to help NIO push higher. I think NIO looks bullish on the 4-hour time frame as well. We have a very, very nice uptrend being established. And I think that we're going to be watching $9 as resistance. I think it's going to test $9, then 9.22 above that. If we break that, I wouldn't be surprised if we reach 9.75 for a daily 200 EMA test for some more upside. Technicals look bullish. NIO is looking stronger. Look for more upside, and I think that there's more potential in the stock. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely spectacular rest of the day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and peace out.